Does your hair look as thick as this? Well, good for you if it is. However, many people would love to have that problem of having hair too thick, but there are many of you who have the issue of your hair being so thick that you don't know what to do with it. It drives you crazy. So I'm going to share some tips and a couple of techniques that you can attempt at home if you do dare, or your professional should be doing these things to your hair that can really, really help you so that your hair does not feel like it's just so thick. All right, now I'm going to be utilizing two professional tools. One, these are my own shears right here. Okay, these are my shears. You can see we've got the TheSalonGuy logo on them right there. I do sell them on my website. Okay, these are custom made shears. These are the ones that I use on a daily basis. And also, these aren't mine, but these are thinning shears. You can see the different notches right in there. You've probably seen them before and have had them used on you, either properly or improperly. So what you want to do, all right, I'm going to show you two different techniques. You can mix and match. You can do one or the other. You know, they're both going to give you two different types of looks. One is going to really thin your hair out a lot more than the other. So starting with the shears, okay, let's get a little bit closer right into here. So you want to do this on dry hair, all right? And if you are going to your stylist, you don't feel comfortable doing this, or your barber, show them this video or suggest to them saying, hey, I saw this technique where, you know, my hair is so thick and you can remove some weight by point cutting into my hair to make it a bit more textured and softer. Could we try that? This really works well on hairstyles or hair lengths that are around this length, probably about, I'd say, 2.5, 3 inches long on the top of the head, maybe a little bit shorter, all right? If the hair is a lot longer, it really depends. I wouldn't suggest doing it, okay? It depends on the professional. It's a bit more advanced. If they know how to do it, it can be done, and I have done it on hair lengths that are like, you know, maybe 4 or 5 inches. It just has to be done the right way. But I have done videos on how to thin hair. Just search how to thin hair, the Salon Guy on YouTube, and you'll find them. So what do? This has to be done on fully dry hair, okay? Fully dry hair. And it's actually okay if you have some product in it, because you get to see how your hair is actually going to be styled, and I suggest doing it with a little product in your hair. So here we go. This is a technique called point cutting. And what it is the points of the shears right here are pointing right towards the hair, and the points, the tips of the shears are cutting the hair like so, okay? And what I do like this is I always do this freehand. Now, because I'm a bit more advanced, I've been doing this for a while, I can do this with my eyes closed. I will simply just go in like this. Okay, let's take a step back, and I will just feel and work my hands to where I'm just, you know, chipping into the hair. And again, I've done this a million times, so I know that I'm not gonna stab someone in the head. I'm not gonna chomp too much hair. I'm consistently keeping, okay, the thumb moving like this. All right, let me lower this a bit more so you can see. Okay, see the thumb? I'm constantly moving. And what this is doing, and then I go back in and I'm actually trying to spike the hair up so I can see where all the hair is laying. And I'm feeling for the thickness in the hair, right? I'm feeling for the thickness, and what this is doing, it's just cutting out bulk, okay? You're just cutting out bulk, but you're also adding texture to the hair, which means when you're styling your hair, you're gonna have a bit more kind of separation and a bit more texture, and the hair is gonna be a lot more free. It's not gonna be so thick and difficult to deal with. Okay, so that's the first technique. The second technique is with the thinning shears. Now, you do have to be careful doing this. I highly suggest doing this only on straight hair. Again, you can have the same exact hair type like this, straight, super thick hair. It could be a little bit longer than this, but there's a few different techniques you can do. One, you just go in and you feel. You gotta feel for where the hair feels the thickest. You don't want to do this in areas where the hair doesn't feel it. Just feel your hair with your hands and go, oh yeah, this is what drives me crazy. This is where it feels super thick. Then what you can do is a couple different things. You can go into thinning shears like this and just start to chomp away, kind of halfway down. I'll get a little bit closer so you can see. Halfway down, okay, into the strand, all right? I'm not going all the way down to the scalp. I'm just literally going halfway down and making a little bit of a chomp. And what's happening is, look at all this hair. All that hair right here is now removed, okay? So that's the first way. It's just going in and feeling it. And then after a while, you get a bit more advanced and you feel more comfortable. It's the same thing like the first technique. I'm going in and I'm feeling, and I'm just like gliding my shears through the hair to feel for what's the thickest area, okay? And look at this, now even more hairs, and don't freak out over this. This is what's driving you crazy, all this extra hair, okay? All this extra hair, all right? And then when you shake your hair, yes, you're gonna see hair all over your hands, all over the place. No, your hair's not all falling out. You're saying bye-bye to all that heaviness. The last thing you can do, and again, this is if you really, really, really want super, super crazy texture, you take the hair and you make little twists and you chomp into it. Twist the section about, I'd say like, you know, 1.5 inches thick, 2 inches thick, and then you chomp. Okay, you're making little chomps in the hair, and what this is doing by twisting and chomping is really, really, really adding a lot of texture to it. This is for like somebody who's got super thick hair, who can afford to do all this, but also somebody who wants just extreme kind of pieciness, extreme separation, extreme kind of pliability with the hair. And I've done this on a lot of people over the years who've got super short hair, and it just adds, I mean, so much versatility and pliability and texture and movement and shape. I mean, just that alone, look at all this separation. Look at all this kind of pieciness and texture in the hair. So if you are somebody who wants this, like, oh my gosh, I've always wanted my hair to look like that. I mean, again, obviously product helps, right? And like my sea salt matte paste would work great for something like this. My crafted matte paste, you know, pregame, talc would even work great. So if you are looking for a style like this, and if you don't have super, super thick hair, you just want this type of texture, I do these techniques actually on fine hair, maybe not so much as with the thinning shear, but the kind of point cutting and adding that separation to kind of help support and get more volume. That works phenomenally well on, you know, most hair types. And, you know, these are all things that you can do yourself, you know, at home. If you're a professional and you've never done this before, this is something that's freaked you out. Well, I've been using these techniques for well over 20 years. And I'm telling you, I've created some of the best haircuts I've ever done on short hair, whether it's a pixie haircut, doesn't matter, male, female, whatever, human being, you could literally create awesome, awesome haircuts by doing those techniques. I have to remind you again, it has to be done on dry hair, okay? Has to be done on dry hair. So let me know in the comments below if you found this video helpful. Please let me know. I'd love to get your feedback. If you are interested in purchasing any of my products, use code YouTube20, that's YouTube20 at shop.thesalonguy.com.